As a personal stylist, one of the complaints I most often hear when I speak to a client is that they're unsure of how to intentionally finish an outfit. Everybody gets up in the morning and get dressed, but actually putting an outfit together so it looks stylish, make you feel confident, and having those perfectly finished touches, it seems to be the most difficult part. So for today's video, I want to talk you through those finishing touches. We are taking an outfit from simply just being dressed to being styled. I am going to talk you through the process as we go along, so this is going to be a slow and steady video, but I'm going to explain to you how and why I do things. But dressed versus styled, let's get stuck into it. Now, per usual, I want to start with the outfit that I'm wearing today, and this is how I would have worn this outfit in the past. Now, my tracksuit bottoms, I love them. They already have the wider legs, so they hide my tummy. As you know, if you've been here before, I'm an ample shape and I prefer to hide my tummy in my outfits. These are great, right? But what I would then do, just to make sure I really hit the tummy, pull my t-shirt down thinking that would hide my tummy. However, what I've just done is I've moved the visual break in my outfit, which is the line that goes here, and I've just pulled it down as far as I can, make my legs look rather stumpy, don't they? I'm also wearing my trainers, right? Trainers, they're gorgeous, very comfortable, but they're often very multicolored. Navy and neon orange. Yeah, they're great when I go to the gym, if I take the dogs for a walk, but as an outfit, this ain't great really, is it? Now, this tracksuit does come with a jacket, and I would wear it with the jacket because, as I say, I'm always cold and, you know, this is comfortable. And I'd put the jacket on, make sure I really pull the t-shirt down, because I'm thinking that little bit of white t-shirt sticking out there, that looks great, doesn't it? But really what I have just done, I have literally just visually cut myself into two pieces. I have taken any rule of third out of action and I look rather frumpy. Now, with just a few tips and tricks, we can transform this into a far more updated and a far more stylish outfit. In order to fix this outfit, first we need to pick this outfit apart. So I have stripped it down, I've taken off the jacket for now, and I've taken off the shoes. But I just want to mention hair because I have a high neckline on. Now, I don't normally do a lot about hair here on my channel because I've lost most of my hair due to illness and it needs time to just rest and recuperate and see what regrowth we have. But when you're wearing a high neckline, if you have your hair down, it can often feel very kind of overwhelming, right? It kind of shortens the neck. So the best way to do it, especially if you have a longer hair, if you have a high neckline, pull your hair up. I say, I'm no hairstylist. I don't do much with my hair normally, but a high ponytail will pull my face up. It would lift everything up and it give me a little bit more space here in my face, even with the higher neckline. So just keep your hair in mind, all right? Next up, in order to fix this, we're going to open the string and we're going to tuck in the t-shirt because we need to get the rule of third put back in place. And by tucking in our top, using a pair of trousers that already hides the tummy, I don't have to worry about the tummy, all of a sudden I look in a bit more proportion. Can you see how much longer my legs just went? Right? From this to this. Can you see the difference? It's such a small little detail. And if you're an apple shape like me and you worry about showing your tummy, watch the video that I released last week. That is the one about the perfect outfit formula for us apple shapes. And it will tell you how to build an outfit for us apple shapes to make sure that we look in balance and proportion. But the rule of third plays a huge part. Now you see those two strings that's hanging here. If they annoy you, you can always just tuck them in. Now I, however, like using them as a feature, and that's because I'm an apple shape. You see, as an apple shape, I want anyone to look anywhere else but my tummy on my outfit. And often you would have seen me use a belt. I would wear the belt, but this is a tracksuit. So what I'll do instead, I'll simply just tie a little loose knot and then I'll let the two strings hang down because all of a sudden when you look at my outfit and I'm moving, those two strings are going to catch the eye, and then because they are bright and white, my t-shirt is bright and white, your eye is going to start here with the movement and your eye is going to be pulled up, meaning no one is going to notice my tummy, and that's the key. Now I am going to add the jacket again because I love this jacket, but even with the jacket on, and I'm keeping it open, the rule of third is in place because we have the visual break of the white here at my waist. Now another detail is I'm going to take the sleeve and I'm going to pull it out. Now this t-shirt is not that long. I do have to fight with this a few times during the day and keep pulling the sleeves out. But again, it's a little design detail. Next up is the bling. And now that I have moved my hair away from my face, I'm going to add a pair of earrings. Because I'm wearing grey today, I'm actually going for silver. I also have a neutral skin tone, so I can get away with both, but just wear whichever metal you prefer. But having a little bit of a blingy moment here, sorry, the dogs are just playing. Having a little bit of a blingy moment here, again, will attract the eye up to my face and away from my tummy. And again, it's those tiny little design details that's going to make all the difference. I'm going to add a few rings, and if you are a necklace person, maybe a dainty little necklace could do the job as well. I'm not a necklace person. I tend not to wear them all that terribly much. I also have my nails done. I have a little bit of makeup on, and as I said, I pulled the hair up away from my face. So I have a few extra detail, a bit more bling in my face and on my hands, just as the detail. Now the last thing we have left to do is shoes. For shoes, I'm going for a white canvas sneaker. This one is a very, very clean one. It has a little bit of a platform on, so it also gives me a little extra height. Can you see the difference? With the white sneaker, it all of a sudden sandwiches the t-shirt and the sneaker with the other colors, and all of a sudden, the outfit just looks a little bit more harmonious. With the blue sneaker, there's nothing wrong with it as such. It just looks dated. It doesn't look very stylish. And it's one of those details that does that your outfit just doesn't look put together. If you see the difference, right? It's such a small, minute little detail. When you sandwich an outfit like this, with the white at the bottom and the white at the top, having the same color in between, there is actually a white stripe going on both the jacket and the trousers on this outfit. So these small little details really make the outfit look harmonious, and it puts it into balance. Having the rule of third really, really helps as well. And even though I am wearing the jacket, the rule of third is still there. It is all these minute little details that really brings an outfit together, and that is where the style comes from versus being just dressed. For my next outfit, please remember this is all pieces that I genuinely love. They are in my wardrobe, but it's simply just how you put them together. This is an outfit I would have worn in the past. Absolutely, I would have worn this. I love my burgundy trousers. As you know, it's the ones that I have as part of a suit. I have a satin gold shirt, which I adore. And then I have this gorgeous little cardigan that I've just picked up on Shein. Love it. And I was thinking that, see, there's brown in the cardigan, so it matches with this with the gold in the shirt, and then the gold and the burgundy goes fantastic together. And then what did I do? I added black chunky boots and a black handbag, because black goes with everything, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. No, it really doesn't. This is an outfit I would have worn in the past. Yep, my tummy is very well hidden. It's not that I look really bad. I just look frumpy. That's the whole point. I look like I got up that morning and I got dressed. But I don't just want to get up and get dressed. I want to get style. Once again, we need to start by picking the outfit apart. I'm taking off the cardigan as well. As much as I love it, it just doesn't work. This leaves us with the trousers, which once again are my fabulous wide leg trousers. I don't have to worry about my tummy when I wear the wide leg trousers as an apple shape. And again, I'm going to tug in my shirt. Burgundy and gold goes very, very well together. Burgundy and brown goes very well together. So this is a fantastic color match, these two. Once again, by tucking in my top, I have now defined my waist. As an apple shape, defining your waist is one of the key aspects, because we are top heavy, we are round. We need to create a waist even though we don't have one. And this is where belts comes in. I don't need no belt to keep up my trousers. I need the belt as a focal point in my outfit. I have gone for chocolate brown because I don't have a belt that matches in color with my trousers. Otherwise, I would have gone for that. But really what I need the belt to do is to give a focal point right here, because this gathers my waist in. This is what you notice. It's my belt buckle. It just pulls in the waist and creates the illusion of a waist, and it takes all the attention away from my tummy. Now, I live in Ireland. It's also high winter here at the moment, and I'm always cold. So I am going to add a cardigan. But in order to make that outfit a little bit more stylish and streamlined, I am wearing one. First of all, it's the same color as the trousers, or near enough, but it also have a bit of texture into it. Because that it has the same color, having the different textures in the outfit is what's going to create the interest in the outfit. We are then adding the satin shirt collar over the cardigan. And then you could close a button or two. That's completely up to yourself. I would close up one higher so you can still see the belt buckle. But this cardigan also have the gold buttons on it. So again, that's another layer of interest. Can you see now how all of a sudden this outfit just looks a little bit more streamlined? Because I have added the belt buckle, that is where your eye is drawn to. It is drawn to the buttons. It is drawn to the shine of the satin shirt. And then your eye is then drawn up the way. First of all, it's hiding my tummy, but I am looking far more streamlined and far more polished than I was with the grey jumper on. Now, as I say, your eye is going to be drawn by what is bright and shiny and light. And because the eye is going to be drawn from the belt buckle to the buttons and the shirt, I want to make sure that you land at my face, because that's where I want your attention to be, on my face, nowhere else. So I'm using quite a statement earring. It's a big flower, but equally gold and shiny. So when you are looking at the outfit and your eye travels around, it will land on all the sparkly points and it'll finish in my face with my big bold earring. For shoes, I'm picking a bootie, but this one has a pointy toe on it, and that is key. Now again, I have just added one of each so you can see the difference with the pointy toe, which elongates my body and just kind of finishes off the outfit nicely, versus a black chunky boot, which is big and clunky on my foot and also black and far darker. It just looks far more frumpy, doesn't it? Can you see the difference there? If I do like that and I can zoom in, can you see the difference? It's incredible the difference a pair of shoe makes in an outfit. It really, really is. So we are going for the pointy toe, and these ones are chocolate brown, so they tie in with the belt. To finish off the outfit, I have two choices of handbags. These are just pieces that I have in my wardrobe and I have had for years. I quite like this tan one because it goes very well with the gold, very, very similar. And when I put that down here, down by my leg, it ties the outfit quite nicely together. But I also have a cream one, which I think is a little bit more daytime. It is a cream guess one, but again, the tan bit at the top matches very well with the shirt. And I'm thinking for daytime, I think I might like the cream one better. But you could go both ways, couldn't you? It is a matter of playing around with the pieces that you have in your wardrobe and see which pieces works for you. I think for handiness, we're just going to go with the evening bag. I quite like the color of that the best. And this is the finished outfit. This is how simply I have changed the outfit around. All of a sudden, it looks stylish, it looks streamlined. I am no longer dressed, I am now styled, and that is the difference. I really, really like this outfit, and as I said, it's pieces I have in my wardrobe. It's simply a matter of how you put them together. Many of us have pieces in our wardrobe that we love, and they kind of fit, but they're not a perfect fit. And because they're not the perfect fit, we tend to just leave them in the wardrobe. This blazer dress is like that for me, right? I've also teamed it with the big black chunky Chelsea boots. Not a good look. But if you look at this dress from the side, it's a little bit snug over the tummy. And as an apple shape, my tummy is my pain point. It is the area on my body that I don't love the most and that I would prefer to hide. But that doesn't mean to say I don't love the dress and that I don't want to wear it. So how are we going to do that? We're going to take it from being dressed to being styled. First up, I'm adding another piece, a layer underneath it. And this, again, is a piece that doesn't have the perfect fit. This shirt has the perfect fit as a layering piece, but on its own, it's rather snug. Can you see that? On the back as well, it's quite snug, but as a layering piece, it's fantastic. Next up, I'm actually going to add a pair of trousers. I happen to have the matching trousers to the dress, but I would, because the base color of this set is actually black, I would just have added a pair of black slacks if I didn't have the matching trousers. Next up, I'm adding a belt, and it's not because I need the belt to hold up the trousers, but simply because it gives me a focal point. Once again, adding the belt has given me a focal point because of the gold buckle. Also, the fact that the belt is white just gives it a little bit more of a peekaboo moment. Next up, we're popping the dress back on. The beauty of wearing a shirt is, again, you have options, just like with the belt. I can keep the collar in on the inside and just close up the dress. Or I can take the collar out and have it as a focal point as part of my outfit. Now this is where the white belt comes in. Can you see I've only closed a couple of buttons because I purposely want to have that peekaboo moment here. I want that white belt really to shine. If I closed up the dress, I'm going to run into the fact again that it's a little bit snug around the tummy, and also it doesn't define my waist as much as I would like it to do. Now this dress is sewn with a defined waist, which is fantastic. It's just one of those fantastic pieces, but I like having that little bit of the white moment just peeking out here. Now we're going to go for some accessories, and again I'm keeping it simple. My hair is still up because it just elongates my face a little bit, especially when I have the high collars on. I'm going for an earring with a white pearl on it and a few little gems, gold base, so it just kind of ties everything together. But these earrings will really stand out because of the white pearl. Look, aren't they adorable? And then I have a piece of costume jewelry, a really, really big bold ring. I've had it for years, but it's just one of those pieces that really, really stands out, and I love that. And that essentially is my outfit. We simply just need some shoes. And again, we have options. I could go for the white and make a sandwich of it, which I really, really love. Or I could go for the black and just kind of streamline it a little bit. So it's kind of up to yourself what you prefer. Now for this outfit here, because I have the white peeking in here, I prefer the white shoes. And with that, with the white shoes, I'd also go for a white bag. This really brings out the sandwich aspect of this outfit, and I really, really love it. So this is the finished outfit. Again, I'm using the colors to sandwich the outfit and really make the pieces shine as they are. I'm using the accent of the bling and the white color to really, really bring out the details in the outfit, and then just tying it together using the same color overall. And look at the bling that's just sticking out there. It's fantastic. But there is a second way to do this outfit. For my second outfit, using the exact same pieces, I've changed into the black shoes simply because I think it looks more sleek. And I'm going to then turn the belt, but I'm adding the belt on the outside of the outfit. This way, I am really, really defining the waist, and I'm really making that belt buckle shine. I could still go with the white bag if I wanted to, which would absolutely tie very well with the white collar, or I could absolutely go black if I preferred. That's completely up to yourself what you prefer. But this is a second way of actually wearing this outfit. But that is the outfit. Can you see how just playing around it with a few pieces, changing a shoe, changing a handbag, adding a few pieces of jewelry can really, really take your outfit from just being dressed to being style. It is literally all in the detail, and it's those details that's going to take you from being dressed to being style. But that is it for today. I hope, if nothing else, I've given you a bit of outfit inspiration, maybe a bit of interest in going in plain with the pieces that you have in your wardrobe. As I say, it is literally all down to the details. Something as simple as a scarf or a brooch or something like that can really make or break an outfit. If you made it this far and sat through the ads, thank you so much, because that's how you help with my channel. Will you do me one last favor for today and leave me a, shall we say, a blue heart in the comments? The heart is simply just there to show me and the algorithm that you enjoyed my content enough to stay to the end. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.